Hey, what's going on? And as you already heard, you know what I'm saying? Um, it's my boy VM3, man. It's your boy VM3. It's my man Vonte in here, man.
It was good, people. It's Vonte. Starting out doing our thing. Me and VM3 doing our thing.
And so today, you guys, it's just gonna be a nice, just starting a virtual podcast and everything. So we doing this over Discord, you know, and we just gonna have a good time, just vibing, speaking, talking. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, just having a good time, man. And other than that, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even do my slogan. You know what I'm saying? So I said, what's going on? Y'all don't need no chaperone. Y'all with me, VM3. So that's the new slogan that y'all gonna probably hear. So if you don't hear it often, it's cool. In the background, it's my man Sound Bender Yola. Always my broski. So you know what I mean, from Philly. Salute to him, man. From Philly, man. He been doing this thing. Great work, everything. So I'm trying to find something to not get copyright. You know what I'm saying? Because for some reason, my ass always getting the copyright strikes, and luckily I'm not famous. You know what I'm saying? But this all before famous and stuff. Before Vonte become famous, everything like that. At least I have something. You know what I mean? Before he start taking off and everything. Well, he already taking off now. So.
No, that's you, brother. That ain't me. That's you taking off. I'm just here.
Mm.
That's just you, man.
Mm.
Okay. But see, like we always do, because they don't know how we are. Because I'm about to say, you grandmaster, but I'm not gonna do it.
Nah,
We're
you
not gonna
good.
start this
You
yet.
you
We're
you,
not
you
gonna we're not gonna
good.
start this yet.
You good. You can start it. You can start it, boss. You
No,
can
no,
start it.
no, no. We ain't,
You know what I'm
we're not gonna
saying?
do it. We're not gonna do it.
We can start it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like this sensei I'm talking to right now.
Oh, here we go. See, okay, we see.
Yep.
We're not gonna start this. No,
Yep.
we're not gonna start this.
Yep. Sensei.
So,
It's young sensei right here.
I guess,
So,
I
you
guess.
know,
So anyway, VM.
what's good? What's good? Like
So
it's beautiful.
since this is episode 0, I guess so we can call it, because I don't think it's episode 1 yet. This is episode 0.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna be doing in this podcast? At least in the beginning stages of it. What are we doing?
So in the beginning stages of this is pretty much entertainment. You know, we can talk about comedy. We could talk about just like random events,
Okay.
economics,
Mm-hmm.
um, baby mama drama. With even though we don't got baby mamas and
Yeah, because
stuff
I don't
like
got
that.
that. I don't get one till 48.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, it's gonna be just a lot of just overall like just conversations on top of just what I mean, like I said, just um whatever the category of the topic is gonna be.
Right.
So like if the topic about economics, that's what we're gonna be talking about. I understand a lot of times we especially me, I have a track record of getting off subject. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just gonna be different things and so forth.
Mm,
What did you have
mm.
in mind?
Well, okay. Well, the first thing I might want to talk about is, now I know you're not really gonna go see the movies like that.
Okay.
So so I guess I'll be the I'll be the movie connoisseur, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
So okay, so what I want to talk about real fast is, like, today I basically went to go see Spider-Man No Way Home.
Mm.
Went to go see it. Uh Liked what I saw. Now I know, before I say anything, I know you don't care about spoilers and stuff, right? Because you're not even gonna
Nah.
see
I am gonna see it, but I really don't care
it. You
about the spoiler stuff.
right. Plus, someone's gonna see it on on legit site slash someone gives them they password. We're not gonna say no names because we ain't gonna say anything because
Okay,
we're not gonna get in trouble. But
I got you. I got you.
yeah. So anyway, so before I say anything, it spoilers because some people care about that garbage, which is like sometimes I don't care. Sometimes it is what it is for me. But spoilers, make sound, sound bender, sound bender or a VM, you make a sound, say, all right, warning, this is spoilers, whatever it may be and stuff like that. So, uh, long story short, for first thing I want to say, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie. Now, and before I say anything, I say it's like it's the best Spider-Man movie. But personally, it's it doesn't crack my top 3
Okay.
MCU movies and stuff like that. It's like at 4 or 5. Some people gonna say, "What the fuck? Are you serious?" Hey, that's just personal. Hey, that's my opinion. Deal with it because I say Infinity War is first. No, well, yeah, I'm gonna say first. Black Panther is second, and I see. The thing is, I might have to. It can creep to third, but I have to see Spider Man one more, like either one more time or two more times. So this could be interchangeable. But number 3, I would probably still give it to Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So and the reason why it doesn't crack my top 3 because let's just say Infinity War, it gave me I don't get shocked slash oh what the hell about movies in general because you know how you VM you already know how I am
Mm-hmm.
you already know how I am so it's like I blank face I'm like oh that's cool and things like that nothing really impressed me
Yeah.
but at the end not the end but just the movie and the end of it where Thanos is just walking from his place, and then you just see a small smirk. I'm like, this motherfucker really did this. I'm like, they already did this from the comics. I'm like, that shocked me and things like that. He beat their ass.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, all right, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see the ramifications. Y'all deal with the ramifications. I'm gonna be here just chilling on Titan. I think where he was on Titan
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So it's like that plus other scenes here and then. Him beating Hawk ass and interaction with Spider Man and Iron Man, all the things like that. So it's like I say one. I mean, not one. Infinity War has more moments to me. Wise has
Right.
more moments than Spider Man No Way Home.
Okay.
That's what I say, huh?
I was gonna say, if you don't mind me, just saying a little bit of something with
Go ahead.
Affinity Wars was um one thing that I did like when cause I went to go see it a couple of times as well, and um that was the first time I seen a villain win. You know how I am about that,
Right,
and
right,
like a lot of folks, you know what I'm saying, like kind of don't understand the balance of life or just root for the superheroes, blah blah blah, and uh it was like to me a deeper meaning in it, you know what I'm saying,
right.
when it came down to it. And just get straight to the point was that, you know what I'm saying, Earth was being overpopulated. I believe, a higher being sent, Thanos, of course, even though it was his path of destruction anyway to do what he needed to do. But if you ever notice, like for me personally, he wasn't just going around just killing people. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
he actually had a purpose, like a real true purpose.
exactly,
And
exactly.
one thing about his character development and everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm heavy into the Marvel comics and everything, but it was just mainly like one thing I liked about him in general was like I'm finna balance everything. and that's my duty. And
Yeah.
boom, he did it. Like he did it with just amazing. It was just amazing how he did it and how the overall you just have to understand like his team was already like galactic level beings. They wasn't even on no level of like I said, Iron Man. I don't know could compare to his team. I'm just saying his team alone, and like every part of his team coordinated exactly what they needed to strategically do. But it was just mainly the balance part of like uh, most of most of the population was gone, and truthfully, like that helped the earth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna stop right there because it's something that in the comment I just said relates to a movie I just actually saw, and
Mm-hmm.
um and I'm about to see it like two more times this week because it
Mm-hmm.
was very nice. So you go ahead, you can
Okay.
take the floor.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna cut uh 2 and 3 short and stuff like that. I'll just say Black Panther because hey, I'm a black man's culture and stuff like that. And then with that, uh, my 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 grandmother and my mother not gonna really gonna see Marvel movies like that, and they
Mm,
went to go see that. Come on.
mm,
Exact. Come on.
yeah.
And then my and my cousins and stuff like that. Well, my cousins, but my cousins went to go see it too. Come on
Mm,
now.
mm,
They
mm-hmm.
don't get nah. They'll go like all those people will go see movies, but they're not go see MCU movies. Maybe my mom and stuff like that. Maybe, but everybody else, no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say with that. And then with Winter Soldier, it's like for me, I take that as like it's like a personal thing. Far as what I mean is, I say I just say like personally, I'm Captain America.
Engaging.
Uh oh.
No,
Uh,
I'm talking about
uh,
that scene with if we talk
oh.
engaging. Well, go
Okay.
go ahead. I'm sorry, I had
Okay.
to throw
No.
that.
No. Okay. No. When I'm done, you talk about that because I swear nobody knows about that
I
scene other
got
than
you.
us.
I got
But
you.
other than oh, okay. See, okay. Okay, but for Winter Soldier, like for me, it's like personal. I'm saying like I'm Captain America, and my brother VM is a Bucky and
Yeah.
things like that. And it's like, could I actually do that? To my brother, as far as like, okay, can I fuck him up and bring him in and all the things like that. Could I
Yes.
actually do that?
Yeah.
I don't, it's something I gotta think about and things like that. So that's why those three are, my top three basically and stuff like that. But I mean, but to talk about Spider Man No Way Home, like I said, I loved it. I love that, like I said, spoilers that Andrew Garfield, Toby Maguire came back, and how they came back was lovely and stuff like that. And then just seeing all the different villains from all the movies way back when, from Toby's and Andrew Garfield's series, seeing them come back, and then just seeing William Defoe doing his thing, because I already know he's an excellent actor, because like I said, I'm a semi I won't say I'm a movie connoisseur, but I'm a semi movie connoisseur and things like that.
Okay.
And I love William Defoe, so like that. So him coming back to doing Green Goblin, and him do basically in a sense doing better than what he did in the first time. I'm like, damn, I'm loving this. I'm like, that Jamie Foxx funny as hell, doing making him do little one liners and shit like that, and the fight scenes was great, and and then you also would think like the three Spider-Man would be like, you know, well, Spider-Man, Spider-Boy, so whatever you want to call it like that. You would think that it would be like animosity between them and things like that. But now it's like a brotherhood. So it's like you see the brotherhood. They first seen each other, period, and they have no like a brotherhood, and they have like a common bond. Far as they have their own story talking about how the hell they became Spider-Man. Far as the great power becomes great responsibility. And the new Spider-Man had his own moment, and they coming together with all that stuff like that. So it's like that's showing something too, showing a camaraderie, and just showing just showing love and compassion, and then but also we got your back, and we can we, we don't have to kill, but we can do our own way, because what's name basically wanted to kill him. What's name Doctor Strange wanted to kill them and all the things like that, but he didn't want that to happen. So just showing that, like, that's some actual Spider-Man type of shit, because especially what MCU been doing, kill everybody, kill them and things like that. But no, Spider-Man like, nah, we ain't really kill. We're not gonna kill him. We not doing that. I don't do that. I already killed him. I basically already killed Mysterio. I didn't. He didn't kill Vulture, but he killed Mysterio. I'm not gonna do this again, because I guess, in a sense, how I felt about that might have changed me. Even though Green Goblin did kill Aunt May and stuff like that, and that's where the Brotherhood come in. I'm like, nah, you can't do this. So they basically, in their own way, stopped him from becoming a Spider-Man that don't need that doesn't need to exist, and things like that. So bring him back to the Brotherhood and all the things of that nature. So that's basically what I took from it. It's like camaraderie and brotherhood, and stuff like that. So
That's what's up.
yeah, that's why I liked it, and all things like that, because it has beautiful scenes, beautiful moments, all things like that. But yeah, but it's still, like I said, it's still number 4, number 5, at least so far. It's like a top 5 to me. So like I said, I got to see the second, third time to see if I say if it cracks my top 3. But like right now, just like, nah, it doesn't. So
Okay. All right. So I'll give you mine. I say I'm becoming a beginner movie critic or something in that matter. But uh, I start with 3. Is Winter Soldier. You know what I'm saying? And I explained this. It was the same thing too, though. You know what I'm saying, with the brotherhood stuff. Like, I couldn't see me doing that to you. You know what I'm saying, at all. You know what I'm saying. I wouldn't even turn my broski in, regardless. I don't give a shit. I mean, that's just
right,
it's just me just being honest about that. Like, no matter what it is, you know what I'm saying. Me and you know would say, you Captain America, I'm Bucky, both of us, we've been in this way before most of them was born, first and foremost, and then knowing the disappearance, and and not even knowing, like, man, my man still exists and he alive, and I know he's brainwashed under, what I'm saying, like the Russian, situation and everything, I should say. But what I mean, then that part that it's a split second that for the viewers, like, if you
it's towards the end of the movie. Just let y'all know too.
mhm, to give you a good description, it was basically where they was all in a communication room to basically let the 3 top of those like A grade type of flying ships that Nick Fury and everybody, like the Marvel Alliance or whatever they call themselves or whatnot, that they'll usually be on this ship or whatever. It's on the video game, but it's that scene. And then it was a young lady that's trying to, like, deprogram the situation. And then Falcon is flying, you know, ducking and dodging the missiles and stuff. And a split second, he say engaging, screaming, you know what I'm saying? Because, of course, he flying through the wind, but you see his lips so crusty. It was so quick, but it was like, I know this man Man, that wind is hitting his face hard, sliding. He trying to talk, ducking and dodging, 360s. You don't, I mean, but I know, I'm like, and they got to be the man of color, man. Cause this shit is show, like, boom, engaging. Oh, like, damn, his lips rusty as hell, man. And that had me crying. I mean, to the point that, like, Vonte, my young lady, Mandy, basically, they didn't even catch it. And I saw it. I was like, oh shit. So that was like one of the funny moments that was in that movie that I liked, and I was like, man. The second one, of course, is Infinity Wars. And once again, like I was saying, like the whole uh just like Captain America, everybody had to work together again due to the previous they was heroes against heroes and big disagreement. And it showed that heroes are not perfect. No hero is perfect. uh Everybody want to take on a leader role and so forth, but Thanos came and cleaned up all that big time. um to the point that he beat Hulk so bad that he didn't want to show back up, you know what I'm saying? And that was deep to me, you know what I'm saying? Because never saw that shit. That was I guess, you know what I'm saying, like to see it, in the
He
theaters.
basically turned that nigga into he basically turned that motherfucker into intellectual. That's the fucked up part.
That's what, yeah,
He
yeah.
be some like when your mom or your parents say I'll be some sister to your ass. He actually did and shit
Yes,
like
he
that.
did. Like, cause he has sense. He has sense. Like, he has smart Hulk. Like, I need him out at all costs. Let's talk. What happened, man? What, and that shit. That I mean, a good perfect point, because I didn't really think to say that part, but yes, he sure did beat sensitive, bro. Well, it ain't that Hulk smash, hey, I'm Hulk. It hit you with the give me a certain time. I can sit with kids and talk with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm reformed. I'm surprised he didn't have one of the damn koofies on his head. I found
Damn.
myself. Hey, you know, um,
Damn.
that's all I can say too. Cause I was like, golly, the fuck? You beat my man to that? You know what I'm saying? And he walk around perfectly fine in the streets. He was bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Bitch ass nigga, small bitch ass nigga. Y'all two both big. You know what I'm saying? You let purple homie beat up the green homie.
Mm, mm, mm.
That's what some goofies would probably say, but being funny. But my top one, and I know, people be like, ah, boo, that sucked. But it was a bigger meaning that I saw once again. I'm more philosophical, seeing something, which I think a lot of people, well, not gonna say a lot, we'll just say some will see things different. It was the Eternals. That's my top one. And
Mm.
the
See, I was
Eternal,
gonna ask you about that shit too, because I'm like, I'm glad. See, I'm so glad you saying this, and we on the podcast and things like that. Because I was wondering, I keep on forgetting to tell you, like, you need to go see Eternals. Because I'm like, that shit is right up your alley.
it
So
is.
I'm glad. I'm glad you said. I'm so glad you said that. But
Yeah.
go ahead. I'm
So
sorry. Go ahead.
so I seen I went to go see Eternals. Thankfully, Mandy, you know what I'm saying, she sat back and was like, hey, she slid over here and it was like, hey, you want to go and see the Eternals? So she said the same thing, just right up your alleys. And I was like, I'm like, the Eternals, like Marvel Eternals, right? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only ones I know of or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so she like, yes, it's saying it's a Marvel movie. I'm like, oh, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like, because in 2018, like I don't know what happened in the beginning of that year, but I went from the beginning of 2018 literally to the end of 2018 just all I was no, it was 27. Yeah, 2017 going into 2018, all the way to the end of 2018. That's when it started. And it was in the fall. And I just so happened to bump into on this guy YouTube channel that he goes into detail on each MCU comic you name. And I'm talking about like hours, and I sat and and the Eternals was one of them, and they went breaking down deviants, Eternals, and then humans, and they were saying about where the Eternals went. So to just shorten this all up, when I actually went to go see the Eternals or whatnot, I was I, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was blown away of what I was seeing. And it was on so many levels because of like you do have religion that's in that thing, you know what I'm saying, in Eternal, the way how it's
Mm-hmm.
described. Like let's say Icarus, for example. Icarus is described as Lucifer, but Jesus at the same time, if people kind of comprehend where I'm going with this. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, we're just beginning the Bible in a sense. So many people do not understand that, and it's not even just that Bible, because every religion is saying the same thing. But give you the short version. The beginning of the Bible, um, the serpent is Jesus or whatever in that sense. Now, why am I saying that? You know what I'm saying? Because teachings is always saying the tree of life is Jesus and everything like that. But the tree of life is the ancient culture of the original people that was here. Some folks don't understand. There's like two different creation stories that's in the beginning. Icarus is flying towards the sun, and this is representation of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit in a sense, because uh, Icarus is supposed to send out. I mean, well, go with his order with the I forgot what you call those, the like the higher up, the ones that created them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And basically it pained him and hurt him that he even turned against his own orders and everything like that. The second thing was that reason why I said that, you know, the Lucifer thing, the tree of life, is because the woman was turning people into trees herself. That was her ability. She could turn a person into that. And that was representation literally to me of woman being God in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And her like making that decision to save humanity in a sense. And tree of knowledge of good and evil, because you have to think, you know, the whole purpose is that, humans don't even know that Eternals is even walking around saving them and everything like that. Now you have the other individual that know how to mind control pretty much any and every human on the planet. Um, he's the one that, to me, is in a sense of religion. So everyone is mind control on religion right now and thinking that that's facts and truth in a sense. And by him controlling people in general, and this all started when he was at the pyramid. That was so funny. Like he was standing, all of them was inside the pyramid, but when he walked out, because he saw, he was like, they gonna destroy theyself, and nobody not gonna stop that. And when you relate that, well, humans is literally, their energy is only being used to birth this inner being that's in the earth, Captain Planet. And that's why I keep on explaining to folks. And I played that theme song, and then after the whole you dig was finished, guess what Captain Planet come out of? Inside of the earth, and pops out of the outside of the earth, and they start fucking up corporations and everything else. This thing is Captain Planet, man. That thing
Yeah.
coming out of the earth and basically, reshaping, itself into whatever that the being is for universal order. That's the only purpose that they saw humans energy was put there for. Then you had the person of color. It's two of them, but the man, um, he's the eternal that created pretty much any invention you can name. You know, advanced technology, all this stuff, and that's symbolic on this is where the fuck they, these higher up 1%ers is getting a information from, from whatever being is in charge of engineering. This dude engineered the atomic bomb. This man engineered the plow for them, weaponry, you name it, technology we speaking on right now. He described that, and even in the ancient times, they had technology that was far superior than what we own right now. And in order for a civilization to even advance so quickly in that frame of matter, is off of something higher consciousness than yourself. And it had to be a man of color that was doing this. Like, this was what was the ironic part of everything. And so,
Mm-hmm.
and everything ain't about, what I'm saying, skin complexion and nothing like that. It's just symbolically, like, that was like, it's saying something, so then you have the young lady that's deaf. She's super fast, but that's not only her ability and everything like that, and she retains information like it's no tomorrow, and even with Icarus, let's go back to Icarus. He sacrificed the young lady that knows how to heal, and that's Mother Earth in a sense. Like, Mother Earth heals everything in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And she has the, the ancient knowledge, and she was the only one close to the higher being that was higher than them. But then you come to find out that that higher being sends them there. They get destroyed there on the planet. This is why they never remember a lot of times what happened from, what I'm saying, previous planets or anything like that. But then, as you notice that, like, pretty much they always come back. They remember each other, but then they never remember like previous stuff. And that's just amazed me, because even the higher source had a higher purpose. That was like deep to me. Like, so whoever that humans are praising, this being, let's say they praising the Eternals. The Eternals have a higher being that they praising, and that being have a higher being that it goes on. And I told folks this, that goes on and on and on, because the universe is multiverse is very vast. It's just so much going on. Plus, um, it was a part in that movie when they even brought up Thanos, where that snap that he did basically offset what the big homie was trying his plan. Because if Thanos never showed up, if none of that never happened, they would have died anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
Thanos gave them extra 5 years. So I applaud Thanos, because at the end of the day, he was a good guy. At the end of the day, he saved they ass. He really did save they ass, because if he never showed up, if nothing never would have happened, because so many humans are populating, that was enough energy. It's pretty much like Goku in a sense. Hey, give me all your energy. Woo woo. That was what should happen. That energy was just like, and soon, boom, the being comes out the planet, and the Earth destroyed all the superhero. What superhero could have did anything to that being? None of them, not even Hulk. So, with that being said, like, the MCU is so amazing, because you can relate Loki into this as far as that show. I mean, that shit started everything over. So it's almost like, if you think about it, MCU would never stop, because just off of Loki, that Loki show, it's telling you off back that a human, a man of color, once again, figure out time. That time don't exist. He created it because of um his own self. So if he created time and Loki keeps showing up with his female version self and keep killing bro, then the loop gonna keep happening until somebody breaks something. And so
Mhm.
this is a reason of multiverses and multiple of just different MCU characters, MCU situations. This is where you can relate uh Spider-Man, Homecoming, Spider-Man Miles Morales, the original Spider-Man, due to the fact if somebody just go deeply into just going to Loki and he's actually keep repeating the same thing constantly. And so that's recreating different multiverses all the time. So Loki always get to the end and finds out that that guy is just regular man, but just a super genius. And the female versus kills him. Don't be in belief, and it just keep happening. And that's keep on creating multiverses, multiverse. So if that person control the time, it's gonna reverse what just happened with those big beings and Eternals. Because to be honest with you, if Loki is the only person that saw this being or this human guy. Thor never saw him. The Collector never saw him. Hulk never met him. Not even Tony Stark's. Like, so how powerful is Loki? You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to get to that point as well. And I know, like I said, we was on the Eternals, but that does ties into them because,
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, if they keep forgetting what they doing, maybe that time loop stuff or whatever's going on got something to do with that. You know what I mean? Then on top of that, let's go to the deviants. That's the being created the deviants for a specific purpose, but they was organic. That was the biggest thing that hit me. They was organic beings. So the Eternals was actually created as cyborgs. So they won't have these organic feelings. They won't you know, develop certain like emotions or hate or whatnot. And that's like the deviants remind me of like the fallen angels or something like that took on form by taking on Eternals. If you kill an Eternal, the deviant was transforming. The apex deviant was transforming and then was given his power to the rest of them. And so this goes back into the Bible again, where they was talking about Nephilim. And Nephilim was, basically we'll say Eternals and Deviants. And they go into the scriptures where they talk about the daughter, the Nephilim made it with the daughter of men. Now, if you notice, in with Athena, for example, like she's a god of war and and so he actually turned more human once he took the strong guy strength and everything like that. And then
Hmm.
if he would have took Athena's stuff, then he would, so this is telling you more of the lizard people that most people keep on talking about that's roaming around on this planet. Obviously that movie came out for warning. That's how I looked at that. And it's just letting you know they here. They already here. You know what I'm saying? They told you in the book that you're not gonna get no signs, no warning, or nothing. They already here already. They been here already. When I tell folks your Bible been ended, they look at me like, you know what I'm saying? They want to fuck me up. I'm like, read that, like really read it. The end times happen basically with Rome. That's what Revelations speak about. Massive wars, all that stuff, blah blah blah, kingdoms falling, all that shit. And then at the end of Revelations, that's the end. What's the next religion that showed up? Muslim. You know what I'm saying? That the story picks back up with Allah. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And all that stuff. And then you got Judaism. You know what I'm saying? When you know the Muslim stuff had ended, and all that stuff. Guess what popped up on the scene? Judaism. You know what I'm saying? This is where you got the Israelites. They finally got a landmass and stuff. That's why when folks was like saying, about the overall, like, oh well, revelation never happened because everybody never went back to where they supposed to go. Like, nah, y'all not thinking. You know what I'm saying? This shit is already going on already. You know what I mean? And Eternals explain that. If you blowing up a planet, these things, these Eternals come back, and then they don't have no memory. That's symbolic saying that if you die here or whatever happens, you gonna come back, probably new body, new race, everything, new astrology sign, whatever the case may be. And if you didn't figure it out, your ass coming right back here with no memory, and you ain't gonna know what happened from previous life. That's why folks, I remember this, man. It ain't like I've been here before. Boy, your ass ain't lying, because you have. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like you have been here. And the second thing that I was saying to folks that's religious is your Bible never, all right, you get caught up in it. That's what the rapture is. You come back, you war with Lucifer and his homies, they lock you up in chains. That's the part I'm gonna say too. Remember, the being, that big being came back. Everybody saw that thing, bro. On the globe saw that big thing. That's what the Bible said too. You'll be able to see this thing, bro. And they saying that shit all in movie, and that's what the book even saying. Cause they preparing for something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To make you everybody fooled by some shit. But this big band shows up. Everybody sees it. Even the dude, Dark Knight or whatnot they call him, and he saw this. And the being takes him, takes the young lady that he's in love with and all that stuff, takes him. And what the being says, he says this: the day judgment is in your hands. Lock their ass in chains, and they went into a black hole, bro. You ain't telling me that's not Lucifer and all the rest of the rest and the homies and shit that he was just talking about. It's probably not a third of them, you know what I'm saying, what they saying, but I don't even know how the Bible even know it was a third of the angels even came down here. How you get that
Hmm.
estimate? But what I was explaining was that symbolically that's what that's saying. You know what I mean? And that's why it's not gonna be no signs and shit like that, because they had all they wonders by the Eternals when they was on that planet. You know what I mean? Like, so many Eternals was helping humans. Remember, this in the Bible. Angels was here helping humans, right? And those are fallen angels, bro. That's why I keep telling people those are fallen angels helping civilization. They turned against the real creator that was like, yo, they don't supposed to exist because I got a bigger plan for this right here. They decided to do different, because anytime any being come into this dimension, this third low frequency dimension, you experience feelings, emotion, hate, love, greed, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what you experience here. But I said to religious women that, I y'all supposed to, y'all say y'all die go in heaven. None of that's not in that book. First and foremost. Second is that y'all get caught in heaven, come back down. Match is supposed to come down here, and y'all party on earth for the rest of y'all life, right? And why ain't nobody ain't ever talking about exiting exiting out of the Milky Way galaxy? You just gonna stay here. You gonna stay your ass here. You don't want to know what's out there. No, nothing like that. You just you know obey, don't question, nothing like that. Boom. You okay with that shit. But
Yeah.
NASA on the other end telling you different. They actually just shot a telescope, some telescope or something, $10 billion, telescope or something like that. This is what COVID money was going to, all types of shit was going to,
Mm.
and they shot this thing out as out and out of they finna shoot out the Milky Way galaxy. They said this is the first and biggest experiment ever, because of knowing that it is outside life, outside of our galaxy. And I was like, ma'am, yeah, I asked him like, ma'am, so what answer you have for me on that? But you all atheists, y'all don't believe, and I'm like, I said nothing on that. Okay, you know what I'm saying, I ain't say I ain't believe, or no, I just don't believe that no more. I used to, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and everything. and it wasn't believing. It was just like I said, what I read. And when you, it's almost like you read fine print, you have an understanding. You start looking up words, you start looking up what this say, what the law mean with that. Same what I did, and I made it common sense. I started understanding that this is a code book, not to be taken 100%. They telling you truth, but coding it. That's it. That's basically it. Uh, they want to keep arguing with me because when you argue and you feel in some type of way, that's because it's not because you defeating them or you trying to one up on them. You really, I'm trying to like make them see like this don't make sense. I gave them good example again. They said Satan supposed to been crawling on in his belly when he was cursed. Book of Job, this man walking straight into God's domain, and God even said it. Where you come from, bro? Where you? I'm walking to and fro on the earth, trying to, what I'm saying, seek who I can devour. That's exactly what came out. That's what's in a book.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. So I'm like, that's all I'm saying. Y'all coming back to Earth. It's like it seemed like a fucking force field. Don't want y'all to leave here. You know what I'm saying? But that's what that book telling you all. I know that NASA knows some shit that's going out that Milky Way galaxy. What reason why I know is watching some Netflix shows. Lost in Space was one of them, and that cleared everything. So those my top three. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be long winded with that, but that's the reason why I save Eternals for last, because that like I said, I could keep on going with that, man. But like I said, I'm saying it again and again because it's a couple of things I know I missed that I want to just like, yeah, it sent chills to me when I saw that, because it's like I've been saying this for how long. I mean, I ain't gonna say, yeah, I know you ain't gonna know how many years, but Buck, I've been like literally Captain Planet this, Captain Astrology this, astrology that, but it's all the Eternals explained it. It really
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
It really just
yeah.
explained all the stuff that, oh man, that motherfucker crazy, man, psychotic ass. But nah, not that though, not that, man.
Mm,
They put that shit
mm,
right in the movie, bro.
yep. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, because like I said, I knew you was gonna like this shit. I knew you was things like that because
Yeah,
I was gonna be like yeah, because they saying things. I'm like, damn, this is almost not exact, but it's like it's real close to what VM be talking about and stuff like that. I'm like, god damn. I'm like, damn.
that
This what, because things what you say to me. I'm like, damn, this is just there's a it's almost a 1-to-1 visual of what Bucky always talk about and things like that. I'm like, damn.
and this was years before, bro. Like years before, to the point that like when I went there and Mandy was looking at me, bro, and all, she was like, bro, now I believe most of the stuff you was talking about, like, and truthfully, I'm just gonna speak on it, just not too in detail. When you really practicing aligning yourself, when you start working them 9 to 5s and you meditate. I've been, like I said, I've been meditating. Uh, back to when I was young, you know what I mean? To the point like just like I said, when I was more pure and just mind was in the correct space. When I used to tell people now, like I was saying it to my father, and I gave him a good example when we was out and about. Um, and I said to him, well, I showed him an example. I'm like, Pops, think about this. I'm like, a lot of Europeans and other cultures look at people of color as dumb. Now, most of them, yes, because all of us are from different tribes, like Europeans are, and like other, Indians and Asians, you name it. They all have different versions of tribes. We only culture here because if you go into uh, Africa, or Alkebulan is what they call it, is it's different tribes of them. They language and nothing is not wiped away from them. Why literally ours, like clean, is gone. They deciphering hieroglyphics, they everything. So our language is still intact somewhere. Okay. The
Mm-hmm.
second thing is that I showed him my phone and I showed him my Apple AirPods. And I showed him, like, I pulled them out, and I'm like, you see that it, like, the symbol, the AirPod symbol shows up, so everything, right? I'm like, explain to me, how did that device recognize this device and it's not even connected to no cable? And he just was like, I'm like, exactly, Bluetooth, man. Humans can do this. I'm like, I'm being so serious, and I'm like, the reason why I know this is because, and that I won't keep using Bible, because I know a lot of folks probably don't read the Quran and the Torah and stuff. So a lot of folks in America are familiar with the Bible, but like, it's a term that's in that book that say quickening of the spirit. And what that means is just Bluetooth. I'll just give you the short version. Bluetooth.
Mm-hmm.
When you channeling, go back to Naruto, for example, channeling your chakras all in the right space, and one thing I liked about Neji, about his Byakugan, was that seeing his, people's chakra points and how they flowing. And that's what you have to practice in your own home, and seclude yourself, and what I'm saying, meditate in a form of silence, in a form of, you know uh positive frequencies, or we would say negative ion frequencies and stuff like that. And these thoughts was just come, bro, just be showing up, showing up, showing up. And it's just like a satellite. That's all it is. It's just, you know the information shows up, it comes to me, and it's coming from my subconsciousness, to from maybe another dimension of whatever is giving me that stuff. And I put two and two together, and then next to, we just gonna say this. An eternal pops up, bro,
Mm-hmm.
and it says some stuff. And we ain't gonna, I'm just using that term just to say it, but I can literally, whatever I suggest, let's say, man, our cryptocurrency next 2022 is about to make us, like, literally multimillionaires. Now, like, I just spoke that. So then let's say 2 days or sometime in a week, this person or group of people just, like, be at Chipotle's or wherever, place I'm at, and then, I'm just like, man, my crypto looking decent so far. Are you into the crypto? Oh yeah, I turn around, start talking about it. And then, hey, get into this, because, what I'm saying, hey, your stuff gonna go crazy, man, by 2022. Now, I'm not stupid, like, how my memory is, what I'm saying. And I know, I'm like, fuck, I just said that, like, I'm like, where you from? And they'll laugh or something, man. They're like, no, seriously, check that out. Ooh, everything else. All right, man, I got you. Hey, appreciate it, man. And they give me a name, right, on Instagram, and I'll go search for it. It don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Turn around, they not even there no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, shit. Of course, I'm ordering and everything, but literally, they gone, bro. Like, you know, that shit goes on for real, and that been happening to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, where, like I said, from that 2017 all the way to now, even, so, just certain things, boom, they'll show up, boom, they gone. And
Mm-hmm.
it's always happened. It always happened, and I don't sit back and take what they saying lightly. Like um, when I was doing my trucking and everything with Cardinal, and the guy at this one truck stop in Indiana, I was on my way back, and he was like, "Hey, you gonna stop working for this company? You gonna work for yourself, man? I could tell you don't like this, for real. You need to,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, you need to smoke you one, bro. Woo, woo. This is exactly what this trucker said to me, man, and everything
Right.
like that." And I was like, man, I'm like, I'm not liking this. You just doing this for just support and survival and stuff. But your real true ability, your talent, you got to just let it be and let it grow and just let it, blossom. Because if you keep, like, holding it, boom, it's just gonna not exist no more. So he was like, you know I truck drive, but guess what? I do it for myself. And I got other stuff that I'm doing outside of this. You know what I mean? A
Mm-hmm.
corporation can't ever put that price tag on me like they did before. It was like, you ain't gonna have this for too long, man. But take care, man. That man hopped in his truck and was gone.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the fuck that was about? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, hey, shit, I like this company, and you know, and the months went past, and then that time came, and I left.
Mm.
It was just crazy because uh, I did smoke. I did. You know what I'm saying? I dropped dirty. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I left though before anything. I really did. I left before anything. They got that shit back. But I it was like, you know, the part I missed, he said, you already prepared yourself already. And he was like, but whoever in your life, they gonna have to catch up to you because they got to go through a lesson. And if they don't get it, they gonna be gone. But I believe they gonna get it because they gonna have to go back in the workforce. I'm like, what was you talking about, man? Yeah, like, what you watching me, man? Woo, woo, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And we laughed. Like I said, by that time, he was like, oh, I gotta go. He hopped in his truck. He was gone. He pulled off. And it was a corporation I never heard of. Like, looked at corporate, never heard that corporation at all. Like, he owned his own stuff, but still, you know, we can look this stuff up on certain web pages and stuff for CDL drivers and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
um, he was gone. And like I said, next thing you know, I left. You know, prepared myself, and then as you see, you know, as you heard, boom, going to work at night. But that's why I was saying, like, when I went to go see Eternals, I took that really, really like wow.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
cause they show up in your life, Buck. They show up in Mandy. They show up in everybody. Like, it's like, are you paying attention? That's really what it
Right.
is. You know.
Right.
So I'm gonna end it on that though.
Okay. Okay. Well. Okay. So, well, since okay, I'm gonna transition. Even though I kind of like started this. I mean, do you want to say anything else,
No, I'm
or do you
done.
want to transition? Or, I mean, or what I mean, do you want to transition to something else before I?
Yeah, yeah, most definitely.
Okay. Uh, I mean, you ain't got nothing. I mean, you don't have anything you want to like transition to, or you want me to just do my own transition?
No, I can. Well, since you started it and said with your part,
Okay.
um, the well, did you have something in mind? Because I didn't want you to, like, you know.
No, I'm not gonna forget.
Okay, so like for your journey, and this is what I had wanted to transition to is for your journey on being your own entrepreneur and stuff, which I had wanted to ask before, but this better, you know, to do this is how have the transition from, you know 9 to 5 and then now being your own entrepreneur, being the person that's responsible of your own time now,
Right.
responsible for your own um, financial gains, and you know even all the rest of the stuff that a lot of the 9 to 5s really support us with, health
Yeah.
insurance and life insurance, the 401k plan is what people get sucked into. What is
Right.
how has that transition been for you?
Well, I mean, it will. I mean, it will be trials. Trials and tribulations and all the things like that. But like for me, for for like what I'm doing is putting putting my peas in in different pots and stuff like that. So I'm doing uh doing the streaming stuff, the streaming, Twitch on Cavante, doing that little shameless plug and things like that. Twitch.tv Cavante. So, doing the streaming stuff. So and that's that's going decent and going for trying to gain things here and there, with that. Also doing the doing the cryptocurrency, that's that's going, going up and going down, things like that. But it's holiday season, so that's sometimes that stuff goes down depending on what depending on what avenues you want to go into, in that fashion. So going up and going down. That seeing these try halfway. Well, I'm gonna say halfway. Looking into this thing I'm trying to do within Amazon, doing something with that. I'm still trying to figure out them things with that. So that I also have like not gonna say if I say family friend, no, actual family member that's like a financial advisor, financial whatever you want to call it, that be. He does, and he's pretty much successful. I'm not gonna say like how much he has, but it's a very good amount and things like that. So here and there talking to him, and he gives me guidance in different ventures, and it's just starting out, but he helped me out with that. And then um and then a few things here and there, like I'm looking at different websites, trying to interact and talk to people, like different companies, just trying to figure things out, to talk to people, and get myself out there, and just spewing ideas, and just seeing what people are saying, as far as like, if I go to like certain groups on different Discord servers, maybe in a Facebook group, or these other groups here and there, to see what they saying, like what they saying, since they active and things like that. So it's just so trying to bounce ideas and figure out things, and then also say talk to my brother as well, VM, and about things, just like this podcast, for instance, and stuff like that we're doing. So uh, bouncing ideas, figuring out some things, and then slowly gaining experience, and gaining income, and things of that nature. So I'm doing all of that type of planning and execution, and things of that nature, because trying to make it out here, especially as a man, as a black man, trying to figure things out in the early stages, and then I forgot, also trying to do things in the finance world. That's the early stages of that also. So also trying to understand finance in my own way as well. So doing that. So it's just like, I'm not putting my eggs in all in one basket. I'm trying to find multiple streams of income, not just not just do one thing, far as like maybe just like cryptocurrency. Like, okay, I got, hopefully this hit, hope hopefully
Right.
this hopefully this K coin hit, or something like that. So I gotta make, I'm not trying to make sure not trying to make sure this K coin, but make sure that hit. But now that's a whatever like that. But I gotta make I gotta make sure everything make sure I have everything in place. So it's not just one thing, because they always say, don't just have it in just one stream of income and things like that. We all know this. So it's like, but
Right.
don't fall into the trap, because even if, like, something comes successful, or something you start seeing positive, you be saying, you just seeing even slash negative and shit, that could be discouraging. But then you finally see positive, and you just want to go gun ho just in that one positive. You finally get something in positive, like, nah, shit. You gotta still try to do those other things here and there, because let's just say one thing get me 10,000, but then I just want to go into that. Then I'm back to negative. I just keep on going to that. But then this other thing could have got me a hundred thousand or
Right.
something instead. But I ain't pay attention to that because, or I lost focus of it. I almost should say like, no, just try, you know, try to maintain and try to focus on everything that you can, because everything humanly possible. That's what I should say and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Okay.
that's basically what I'm doing. I
Okay.
just keep on saying the same thing in a sense.
Nah, I mean it's all right, you know what I'm saying, but it's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying. I you know I like that, you know what I'm saying. I like that answer, man. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you want to say your own thing, or you, or you want to transition again?
I mean, I can, you know, add on to my mines as well. I mean, when I left trucking, you know, just getting out that frame of mind of you know, that you need a 9 to 5 to maintain financial, um, you know, just the finances. I mean, you know, I was struggling, you know, struggle a little bit as, you know, like um you know, I'm paying rent and all that stuff. Not saying struggling to pay my rent or nothing. I'm saying is
Yeah,
my investments and stuff, you know, I you know, I don't like touching my stuff at all. And you know, mainly is as you are being your own entrepreneur and stuff like that, you're doing it by yourself, you know what I'm saying? And that's the whole, you know, reason of, you know, I'm like, you know, now I can get on Instagram. Now I can, you know, open up these certain media sites and stuff so I can, you know, network and not be afraid, you know what I'm saying, of that realm or whatever in that sense. I know myself, I'm secure with myself. Uh and I'm, you know, I know what the, you know, that world, whatever entertainment, economics, or whatnot. It's just mainly information that, you know, I tend to like retain as far as whatever genre of field I'm doing. If it's, uh, you know, live streaming with YouTube, music, my economics, as far as, you know, just crypto space, you know what I'm saying, annuities, you know, you name it, mutual funds. Um, you know, I like us like I agree with what you were saying, like not having or keeping your focus on that one situation, putting your all your eggs in one basket and everything like that. And um I'm just happy, like, you know, I haven't seen like revenue from, you know, YouTube yet or Twitch or any. Well, I haven't been doing nothing on Twitch, but YouTube, of course. I mean, I don't have huge subscriber base. I don't have, you know, a huge any of that because, you know, I'm still figuring out, you know, how the other YouTubers even start building you know, they base like that. And, you know, that they already have friends and people. You know, I don't have friends like that, but you already know that. That was in my high school. You would be a book, you know. So it's like, you know, and it's not because I don't, you know, want friends or some stuff like that. It's you know, just the type of individuals that, you know, you got to surround yourself with that they have the same built mind frame and drive and, you know, like, you know, hey, I'm there to support you as well. And that's like, you know, of the part of your entrepreneurship as well is having a great, you know, support and a base that people uh they rock with you and stuff like that. And that's something that I know that you built and you always have built and had, you know. And that's, you know, now while I'm at the moment building my base with you know, great people. I had to remove individuals so I can make room for the new um individuals that was going to be great behind me and stuff, you know. So we in December now, so, you know, it's been showing since, you know, I left in July, you know, like what I've been doing all the way to December. Really, I'm like, wow, you know, some folks get instant gratification, meaning boom, they can make it like that. You know what I'm saying? Within 2 or 3 months. You know what I'm saying? But the lesson to that is that what I had learned was from Warren Buffett, you know what I'm saying? Max Maxwell, especially him, man. I really, vibe with him. And with that being said, like with we gonna focus on Max Maxwell since he a person of color, man, successful, been doing great. My uncle in Pennsylvania had put me on to him, and I've been following Max Maxwell ever since. And that's the process of why I've been like being on a high rise, and it's gonna continue to keep going because he was the first person that said you got to remove individuals that's gonna make you still stagnant. And this is what he was saying. He was like, you're gonna have someone that's gonna say, "New year, new me," and they still the same person. Um,
Yeah.
they still doing the same thing, still got the same habits, same friends, same family members that's nagging about they broke and they can't do this, and COVID caused this and caused that. And one thing that COVID should have taught a lot of folks is not to depend on your government, because the government can only handle so much. Um, but the government did a lot to we'll just say make people domesticated in a sense. And like this, that speech and all that stuff helped out as far as like, yeah, you got to remove um I don't even want to say bad apples. You know what I'm saying? It's just you have to remove those certain frequencies and energies from you in order for like it's almost like like fresh blood. You know what I'm saying? Like a person that like women that go through their cycle, right? Now that's not to speak nasty or nothing, but they cleanse themselves, man, in order for new cells to be reproduced in them. And the male body does this as well. We detox, what I'm saying, through sweat. We detox through woo woo. And that's what we have to do. You will have to detox from old things in order for, the new version of yourself when you on your diet and stuff or whatever. And then boom, you become who you are. So that's been my journey, man. It's been a heavens one of them. I don't want to say hell of, but it's been a heavens one because of that that wiring. Let me go find another job so I can get some income. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the first thing. You know, I know that people of color can tend to do. You know what I'm saying? And to the point that like when I literally stopped, and I had to really reassess everything. Like, hey, this is why drug dealers successful. This is why scammers successful. This is why, and I'm not saying it like that, but I have to. Where they defied that, man, I ain't going back to this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit ain't paying me the way how I needed to, man. And I can't afford this. I can't afford that. Like, and it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because we in the land of the free and capitalistic society, and everybody capitalize off the 9 to 5 person a lot of the time. They really do. And the people that's like out and about, just being their own entrepreneurs, are the rich people. So, the more I keep reading, the more all that stuff. You can't do all that shit when you 9 to 5. You too tired. You go home, go to sleep, eat, watch your favorite show. You know what I'm saying? And then we get back up, do that same shit all over again. And you look up, you be like, damn, man, I should have invested in some crypto. Like, but you couldn't because that 9 to 5 was taking up all your fucking time and your health. And that's it for
Yeah.
me. So,
Mm. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Damn. Okay. So, uh, so I guess what I want to transition to is well, something for I guess you could say our people. Well, really, it could be for man and woman. It really don't matter, but we just say in general, man and woman. But we just say, but I'll just say our people and stuff like that. Uh, well, my thing is for 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 you, whatever like that. Basically, uh, I just say like I won't say like your younger self, but but lack of better words or lack of me thinking of something else. So you just say like your younger self. Uh, what what like what you know now and stuff like that. We'll just say from we'll just say from your back in the day in high school, no friends self and stuff like that. We'll say to to now what you know now and stuff like that. Uh, like what would you tell yourself and or a younger generation, a younger woman to to help them out in life or just whatever.
First thing I'm gonna say is be patient in the environment that you living in the moment. And what I'm meaning is that we we living in our parents' home when we young, and we have a lot of knowledge that our parents tend to not or have not had the idea in their brain when it was our younger self or whatnot to do. So like, be patient until you got to maneuver around your own family members, in secret, depending on like if you're an engineer, if you're a biochemist and nuclear, anything like that, tend to not like get very, very caught up into peer pressure or whatnot in that sense. Because that's why that's why I didn't have friends because of when I was young in the first place, I understood that I was secure with myself. I always been like that. I always was secure with myself. I was around too many individuals that was trying to rub a characteristic off on me, and this is the point of like you have to just stay secure and protect you. The more you protect you and know you, um, a lot of times your parents is not a factor because now you understand your purpose. So then you get into, let's say, your mid 20s or whatnot. You have to understand like the relationships that you tend to have, male or female, meaning boyfriend, girlfriend, is that it's a term called evenly yoked. A lot of times you're gonna have to go through life without them. You know what I'm saying? And be to yourself unless they have the same page of thinking. The last thing is that learn how to invest in yourself early in the game. Early in the game, early in the game. I say that 3 times because a lot of times you have young folks that literally I was partying with, like on my Instagram you see I was partying like crazy, and then it'd be a bunch of them young people in that place, 22, 27, 24, 23, you name it. And literally, this was a real thing. Hey, you know anything about cryptocurrency? What? Cryptocurrency? I mean, I heard about it, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to invest in it. That was the biggest thing I kept hearing in a nightclub. They there in a nightclub spent buku amounts of money. And I'm over here looking up. I was literally in the club and watching the news, ass shaking, my homies and them having a good ass time. I'm watching the news, and I just saw Ford about to roll out they new electric, F-150s. And I checked my account. Goddamn, my stuff in the skyrocket like crazy. That's the difference of what mind frame you'll be in. You know what I'm saying? Because I always was in my investments when I was in my, 19 years of age, all that stuff. Invest in yourself, because if your parents haven't did it for you, nobody else will. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be around those that is talking about that anyway. If you got people, friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, all you hear them talking about is uh stuff that happened, you know, to somebody got killed, or did you hear this had happened with, Riri, and all that stuff. Nothing educational and everything, but you're educational, and you always have this in your mind, and you always like, man, I really wish I was around some people that talked about that. Hey, you need to just step out of fear and hang around those people. They gonna talk about you. They gonna say you, oh, you think you're different, you think you're that, or whatever else. Invest in yourself, man. Cause you in your 20s, you look up in your 30s. Your 30s, you're gonna be 40s, and you're gonna be already either got kids, something. Then people tend to start investing around that age, 40s, 50 years of age, and they don't have no property. They have nothing. They don't have anything, and they just learn it. Then they become very angry, bitter, upset at themselves, because as they was knowing, they was like, oh man, I was always knowledgeable when I was young, but I allowed my parents, or I allowed my exes, or certain people that I thought was my friend was supposed to inform me, or that's not what they there for. Especially when you was hanging with them, that's what they wasn't there for. They they was there to actually bring you down, because if you was a shining star, and I use this analogy all the time, everybody is a sun. If you don't have the right planets, or circling your own solar system, you'll just be the planets circling their solar system, and you'll fuck around and lose yourself messing with them like that, and you'll just be nothing more than just that and everything. And so, going back to Max Maxwell, if you don't sit back and invest in yourself, start your own entrepreneurship or business or whatever like that. A lot of times a business don't have to be uh brick and mortar or anything in that matter. It's just you can provide a service. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You could be like a narrator for somebody's book. You like, it's so much stuff that so many young people don't know, because it's not being uh shown. And then it's a little bit difficult, for them, because now they have to like deprogram their mind from, damn, I was going out every Friday, every Saturday, Sunday, hanging, woo woo. Now, they have to go through that process, but invest, own, and build. This is what this is why men right now today, like, and women always get pissed at men, because they want the attention, they want this, want that, but then, long story short, men go through that, they build, and they sit back and they look at what they created, like, man, I did that. And that's due to the fact that they talent. They ain't let a 9 to 5 or another individual say, hey man, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't allow that, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, you know what I'm saying? They both was working together, and look what they produced in that sense. And then, I mean, look at um Bill Gates now, like, I mean, tech guy that now into the medical stuff and all this big stuff. Same with Max Maxwell. You know what I'm saying? Same from the other brothers. Learn your own leisure and stuff. They went from the you can't do this into stocks, then owning this, owning that. Even the program I'm under, WXX, Dr. Chris Cole. You know what I'm saying? And these brothers I'm naming, except Bill Gates, but I'm saying like brothers that's pretty much on the same level, not same level as Bill Gates, but they up there, bro. They got it. And these guys coming from jail, bro. So not all of them, but I'm saying one coming from the penitentiary and stuff, and making it like that, doing it like that, like, that's a huge thing I would say to a young person. Don't get caught up into uh, the things that we assume is cool, things that you think that's going, even this rap music shit, same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't being anything different, you know, hey, yeah, that's gonna go along with the millions that's calling themselves rappers. singers and all that shit like that. That's including me too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just putting myself in that because like my music is different. It really is different. What I'm saying is different. But do I rely on, oh man, Def Jam gonna come pick me up, Capitol Records gonna come pick me up, Atlantic? No. As soon as you allow them to put a price tag on you, you back at a 9 to 5. That's what these young people need to understand. Understand, invest in you first. So
Okay, okay.
you had
That
anything?
shit. Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, I just want to say, oh, that shit was beautiful, man. Beautiful shit right there. But
Appreciate
no,
appreciate it, bro.
yeah, yeah. But like for myself, well, I might have two or three things for myself. First thing, I want to say is, this for basically anybody and stuff like that. But mine, I would say, don't be afraid to try.
Mm-hmm.
And like what I mean is, you know, far as anybody, we all get stuck in our head with doubt, with what if,
Yeah.
with remorse, all that things like that, and something or something tragic or something in that fashion and stuff like that. So it's like don't be afraid to try something, even if you might get clowned at, you might not get this, that, and the third. Because I just say like my early self, shit. Uh, you know, back in the day, Betty, I'll just say Betty. Betty wanted me to do piano. I ain't want to do it and stuff like that. And do I want to do it now? Kind of, sort of. But in turn, what I want to do instead, I can still do it now, yeah, but it's better if I did it earlier when I was young, because I could retain that skill. It would be easy to retain that skill and stuff like that. But in turn, what I wish I did instead back in the day is like learn saxophone and stuff
Oh
and
wow.
stuff in that nature,
Yeah.
because I really like percussion, brass, all that stuff like that. I like all that stuff. Piano, I kind of care about, but like I said, I care about like flutes, violins, trombone, saxophone. Uh, what's the name of the tuba and all the things like that. I like those type of things and stuff like that. So it's like, I feel somewhat remorse about that a little bit, but I mean it is what it is, and like I said, I can still learn that stuff and still stuff like that. But that's why I like when I'm listening to music, especially if it's not like with lyrics on it. Sometimes it's what gets me going in my own way, because I don't be dancing and shit like that. But what gets me going is stuff like a saxophone, like especially like that artist Masago. I might be saying his name wrong, so I'm sorry for butchering your name, but Masago. His main thing is he sings, but his main thing is saxophone, because he done things with BJ the Chicago Kid, Kendrick Lamar, Lupe, Rick Ross, I believe, a whole bunch of artists. Even people on the other side, as far as like Imagine Dragons and not Kelly Clarkson. What's his name? Katy Perry and other people like that. I can't remember everybody, but he
Oh
done
wow.
a whole bunch of things. So it was like, not to say, oh, that could have been me, because I don't want to be like, I ain't one of them type of people that, oh, that could have been me, whatever like that. But that's something I wish I got into. So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to try shit, because like I said, like I said, you be stuck in your own head with things you want to things you want to do. I'm like, damn, should I try this? No,
Right.
and stuff like that. And then I know like everybody don't have the same advantage for as other people, because like for myself, back in the day, you know piano classes or just music class period, that could be pricey back in the day, and probably still is now, but it could be pricey. So everybody have certain advantages. So, but at the same time, don't at the same time, there still could be a way. So like don't find that. You're trying to find like some type of excuse and shit like that. Don't find no excuse because that's something else too. Like you find an excuse not to do it and stuff in that nature,
Right.
as well. So I mean, so that's one thing for y'all. That's one thing. The second thing I basically want to say is now this. I mean, this is more so towards the women, but at the same time, this is for us men as well, black men and things like that. But I just say, I just put this certain target for for the women, and they might get mad at me because and things like that. Because why the fuck you telling me that? Like, be quiet. It is what it is. You need to listen anyway. That's the first problem. We're not gonna go into that though. Anyway, what I want to say is hold yourself accountable and stuff like that. Hold yourself accountable,
Yeah.
and like what I mean is sometimes you want to talk to people. Well, we just say men for right now. So say things to men, and and then like you want this, that, and the third from a man. You want to do this, you want to do that. You want to live this lifestyle. You want to have this and have that. But then in turn, what the hell are you doing and things of that nature. And then if you want to bash them sometimes for reason. I give them that sometimes too, but you want to bash them, but at the same time you hold yourself accountable because at the same time you know, basically in the sense, evil attracts evil and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's true.
if you attract if in a sense you attracting this certain individual, as in it could be a woman too, but if you attracting this certain type of male, this gang banging, we'll just say it like that, gang banging type guy, and just because he's exciting or this, that, and the third, but then you end up with 2, 3, 4, 15 kids, and now you 45 with 15 kids, and now you wonder why like nobody don't want your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like because when you was 23, you doing this dumb shit.
Yeah.
My nigga, like you wait, like hold yourself accountable. I'm like some, I ain't gonna say all, some women got this mental block saying, that like, oh, I ain't do nothing wrong, I'm perfect. How hell you perfect?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody in this world perfect. I mean, shit. I mean, like even like with VM be saying, like, damn, certain people in the book ain't even perfect. So how do people that's that's in this book, in the Quran, or anything like that, they ain't perfect. So how the hell is you perfect?
At
You
all.
regular as hell just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Shit, ain't no perfect animal, ain't no perfect mammal, ain't no perfect insect. I'm like, what the fuck? Shit, we all intersect from a certain thing. So it's like what are you talking about? Like that's what I'm saying. Like hold yourself accountable. That's why like back in the day, what that long ago, like a year or two ago, like when I was telling VM, we was driving one time, I learned from my mistakes, but I learned from my mistakes, and I'm exploding and turn into a more perfect version of myself. And more perfect means I'm not perfect, but I'm turning into what I want to be. And what I was telling them, I'm turning into, trying to turn into Cell and stuff like
Yeah.
that from Dragon Ball Z and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like every time he explodes, every time he get defeated, he learned from it and becomes better of himself once he once was and stuff like that. So I don't understand how y'all can't do that as well. Or let's just say I don't know what's a term what women can understand. I don't know. Just we'll say I don't know. Just we'll say Oprah or something like that. Oprah was I don't want to say homeless, but she ain't had that much money and stuff like that. But she figured it. She figured out that stuff throughout her time, and now she basically the highest earning woman living and
Right.
stuff like that. So but she she wasn't perfect. She learned from her mistakes, didn't she? She learned from her shit.
Yeah.
So so if the pedestal is that, or let's just say more modern, we're gonna backtrack yet again. Backtrack Beyonce.
Mm.
She wasn't perfect and stuff like that. She doing the bills, all the things like that. And then, but she learned, but she had some trials and tribulations with and things. Things going on, things going on with the marriage, things going on, complications with within herself, her mental, all things like that. But she grew from that things and became even better. Now she's basically now plenty of people say, okay, who's the better artist, her or Michael, and things like that. She was nowhere near that back in 2006.
Nah, she wasn't.
And now look where she is now. We arguing, people are arguing who's better, Michael or her. Come on now. So
They have.
I'm trying to give I'm trying to I'm trying to give y'all two examples.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody nobody in this world is perfect, and I'm almost for certain them two women hold themselves accountable.
yeah,
I'm almost for certain
yeah.
that they did that.
I got something to say once you say your last point too, to tie on to that the woman stuff as well.
Right.
That is deep.
Yeah. And uh I mean, I really have a third one and stuff like that.
Oh,
I
oh,
really want to say those two mainly
okay.
and stuff like that. So I mean, if you want to go ahead and say what you gotta say, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, we could start with saying, with the young ladies holding themselves accountable, and I only wanted to just say it right, kind of briefly, is like, um, my mother in a sense, and I will say when I had basically went to her home probably a month ago or so forth, and I brought the keyboard that you had got me and everything like that, because I was practicing my my beat making and everything, and so she came in and
You know what? I did have a third. I'm sorry.
no, you go ahead, then I'll stop with this and then you go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm sorry.
No,
Dang,
no, you
I
fine,
did
you
that
fine.
wrong. Okay.
Nah,
Now, my third thing is we'll just say black folks because we all black. We black and stuff like that.
not me, bro. I don't say that no
You know
more.
you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm just I'm just trying. You know what I mean.
I understand.
But yeah, but uh, the third thing I wanted to say was uh learn how to love
Yeah.
and stuff like learn how to do that. And what I mean is, yeah, we got all this shooting and all the things like that. But what I mean is, so, a lot of these individuals don't know what the hell love is. Now, some of it's because it's just personal trauma and stuff like that. And then you got that trauma, and sometimes you might want to bring somebody back upstairs and use do a little wax on them. But I don't, being on talking about we ain't gonna talk about that little skit thing we talking about. But anyway, but but learn learn how to love and stuff like that because like because I know everyone don't have the same experience as everyone else, but at the same time, that's what almost where transition back to my second point. Be accountable
Yeah.
and know from your mistakes and stuff like that. Because it's like, okay, your mother, your father, your guardian, whoever it may be, didn't treat you this certain way. So then that psychologically you bring that on to other relationships, not just female male relationships, because sometimes it's male relationships and stuff like that as well. So it's like you don't even know how to love your fellow brother and stuff like that, because that's why like for the example wise, you know, me and VM and stuff like that. We always was cool and stuff like that with each other, but it wasn't until we got until our 20s and stuff. Well, really, I guess like 18, 19, whatever. It's the 20s, whatever. It don't really matter. It's really technically the 20s. 20s is when we start really like knowing each other and loving each other, and that's when we start becoming like a brotherhood and start becoming more than what it needs to be because sometimes it's okay to be weak with your fellow brother, and I don't mean weak as like like your ass can't fight or whatever the hell like that, but sometimes it's okay to fall down and stuff like that, but as long as you know your brother, your sister, your girlfriend, your wife can pick you up, it's okay for you to do that. Because I'm like, for the longest, I was being this strong individual and stuff like that. But then, like when I went in the middle of college, I had a turning point and saying like, okay, I got to stop being like this and stuff like that, being all hard and stuff like that. It's like it's okay to let some people in. That's when basically VM, Red and other people like that I started putting them in even more than what I was doing, because I did like, love, and all that, and cherish them. But now, in college, in the middle of college, I gave more and stuff like that. I gave more than what I was given. Now, of
Right.
course, I can give even more, but it you know it was steps and building blocks and blockage, you can say, or layers. That's what I mean to say. Layers, it was layers. But I let uh my people that I cherish, I let those layers peel back, and I gave them more than what I was originally given and stuff like that. And then also trying to learn. I always learn from people, but learning even more so then I can really implement what they were doing and how they were, and implement some of those things, characteristics, to myself and things like that. Be a sponge, and be all the stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, learn to love yourself. That's really the first thing. You don't love yourself, shit, it's basically no hope. So
Yeah,
really love yourself first. If you can love yourself, then you can love whoever else.
yeah,
So
that's true.
so first of all, love yourself. So because there's a lot of people, and we ain't even gonna just say men, but we definitely will say men. A lot of them don't love themselves because they don't want to accept certain things going on within they body and stuff like that. Because I'm like, because sometimes my nigga, sometimes nigga just fart, my nigga, because sometimes just let it out, and things like that. And I don't mean it like like a literal fart and stuff like that, but like,
Yeah.
just sometimes you just need to release that shit, because sometimes that you hold that fart in too long, your hip and your goddamn your rib cage start feeling all funny. And then you got to lean and sit a certain way, and then you all uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's the same concept and things of that nature. I gotta do it like that. But then once you release that shit, that motherfucker gonna be deadly and foul and stuff like that. But hey, that's something
Facts.
you need to
That's
that's
100%.
something that's something you need to release.
That's
Rel-
100%.
Release that big ass fart that you ate that McDonald's from, my G. Okay, release it.
Come here,
Release
me.
it, nigga. Release that Big Mac cheese, nigga. Please. But anyway,
He
but
said, release that Big Mac cheese. See, we gonna start.
see that
We
see
finna
that's when we
start.
get official. That's when we
We
get official. We'll
hey.
start doing that. See,
Release that Big Mac cheese, big homie. Release that shit.
make my shit a double, cuz. See, okay, we not gonna start. We ain't gonna start. But love, see, here you go. See,
You talking about that, big homie?
man, that shit fire, man. Take that shit outside, man. Damn.
But I was listening to what View and fucking Vonte was saying. Now I'm finna kill you now, bro.
Man, you gotta listen to that fucking podcast, man. Like, fuck what they talking about, man. Fuck that shit. But they told me to release. All right.
Man, release with this gun right here, homie. We gotta slide on the block.
We gotta move this shit. You better move your ass out this way and move this shit. What you supposed to be doing?
Cut that shit off.
Damn.
Cut that shit off. Listen to that. Talking about fuck you talking about release your fart, open your feelings. Wait, I'm
You gonna
going.
feel this pistol between your mouth, nigga. How about that? Damn.
All right, big toe. I got you. Oh shit. Oh man. Yo, yeah, I was going. See, I was gonna go keep going, but let me stop. Let me stop.
Man, this okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
But anyway, man, love yourself, cause I'm done. Cause I'm done. Love
No,
yourself.
I was going because all that ties into um previously. That's what I was gonna get into as well. Tag back in is that shit really do start in your household. Seriously, if you don't love yourself, it's because it started in your household first. Whatever is going on. That's what I was saying about the when you ask me what advice would you give a young person, that shit started in your house. You know what I'm saying? Like I was going in about on that last video that I had put up on your reflections. It's man, it's young ladies that been fucking touched, bro. It's been young men that been touched, meaning you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Physically, verbally abused, everything, peer pressure, and that leads into, all right, if you around your peers and they been through the same shit, oh, I can relate, and then you start hanging with them, but they way worse than what you think, and in that sense, and go back into being accountable. You got to be accountable of yourself all the time, like you were saying. Another thing is you'll be surprised what talent your parents have. And that's what's going to lead me into saying this is that when I was at my mother's house last month and I had the keyboard that you had got me, Vonte, and like I was saying, doing a little beats and here and there. Moms came in, and then this what happened. She sat next to me. Oh my gosh, move. She was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you have that. Like, I didn't know you was like deep into your music like that. Which I was bunch of question marks started popping across my head. Like, okay, I ain't say nothing because back at Beasley, yes, you notice. I mean, because when you was bringing up, saxophone, that's one of the instruments that I played, and I remember was saying, hey, mom, I really, want to do that and everything, that and the piano. Now, the circumstances I came from and everything like that. At that time frame, I was in fifth grade when I asked that, and you saying like certain stuff was pricey and everything, but at Beasley they had ways around all that stuff, especially uh Mr. Green, Dr. Grant, all of them, what I'm saying, like had heavy respect because you know just a respectable kid. You fast forward to now, and that like I said, when I was at my mother's that last month was, yeah, I used to play the piano and stuff like that, and yeah, at my grandfather's and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. And I turned around and she just started playing that shit, bro, in my face, like, yeah, I know the keys, what I'm saying, C sharp, this that, and I'm sitting in here like literally like, what the fuck? So you know how to play the piano, bro? Like that shocked me, man, and it angered me at the same time, but at the same fucking time, because that talent, and it goes back to what the truck driver said to me. If you bury that talent, you just not gonna use it. It's gone. But I shown or proved that is your talent won't ever disappear, because all I did was brought that item, and a flashback popped in my mother's head all the way back to when she was in her, like, teenage years. And it just be like amazing that, what I'm saying, how much society, and I'm just gonna use that because that's what fucks up the woman. and men, but mainly the young lady because of the susceptibility of their mind to the the way that I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. Every person or person of color, because I'm not only want to just focus that on woman, it's every person of color wanting to be European. Okay. And you're trying to be in a European culture, wanting to live as or be like a European culture, and that's you're not gonna ever get accepted or being in that culture, period. I don't give a shit, you know, who you are, you're not gonna fucking fit the description, period. And my mother fell victim to that. Excuse me. Plenty other women fall victim to that. Land of society, like, and peers dictate who they're going to become in the future, not themselves. They don't let they self dictate that. And it goes to what you were saying, fear, like trying and just doing it. you know that's why Nike, that slogan is so powerful, is because just do it. Like, what I mean, like, what's stopping you from that? Is it your boyfriend? Is it, the baby father? Or is the baby mother? It's your parents. Who's stopping you from being your best you? Is you. Because you're letting these same individuals, and you remember, Buck, I mean, we'll just say when I first actually made my first CD, bro, like when CDs was popping, bro. And pretty much it was like, oh man, you gotta do this better with your music, bro. You gotta do this. Hey man, you a nerd with that damn computer shit, man. But woo woo. It was always some negative. Um, However, that was because they couldn't do it. And it was because he keep on going with this. He keep on like thinking he finna make it in this, like I was telling you when I was in Instagram and I was freestyling, and this that person was saying that's the reason why you didn't make it into the industry. And that's right. I didn't make it in the industry because I chose my freedom over a price tag. You know, People of color are not gonna ever love themselves because their love is a price tag, because of the Europeans have made them like that, and they fall victim to this all the fucking time. Our parents, they even instill this in us. They try to sit back, get a job, get a this and this and that. Not even that. It's always could be something tied to financial gain, not knowledge. It's not nothing with information. It's nothing with, retaining information from the old country, or, what I'm saying, our ancient people or whatnot like that. Be like them. Cause it's the way how you gonna make it. And you don't. You gonna fuck around and drive yourself insane trying uh to do that. You know what I'm saying? In that sense. And the result you seeing right now, so many people of color killing themselves, so many women on OnlyFans and everything. You have, younger young ladies. I'm talking about 10 years old, bro, and older. I mean, like, or in a early teens. They doing all this, for, like, attention. Like I keep telling folks, the third eye that you keep on using, meaning they fucking phone, is now going to become you. It's almost like the rise of Ultron. You don't think these damn devices alive, and you don't think they recording you and stuff, and you don't think that they forming some form of consciousness. This is a whole point of super servers, super everything, metaverse, because now you're going to be in that fucking digital world, but your real self is gone. It's this is completely gone. And that's what's happening. The more as the decades go past, I mean, come on, the whole situation with X and Malcolm X and King and Huey P. Newton, Frederick Hampton, you name it, was not that long ago. That shit was not that long ago at all. It's not like it was fucking hundreds of years plus years ago or something. This is recent things, and the dynamic shift of how our people are now is dramatic. The decline, and they'll continue to keep saying, well, the Hispanics they think they could come over here and just, if you do your fucking like past uh research on information, this was a landmass. Certain parts of Native America was a landmass. Such, I mean, us too. You know what I mean? But like they wasn't that color. You know what I'm saying? It was our complexion and so forth. It's documented and everything like that. They was called Aztecs and Mayans before they ass was called Mexicans that speaking the Spaniard language, and everything. Latin, which is from Rome. Like you say that shit to someone, man, they don't know how to respond to that. But it's like, well, this was happening. The more you keep chasing what you think is gonna make you what not what it is. This is why Waka Flocka, let's use him for example. You know how he came out. Now look at how he is now because of the information he grabs and now he have a different ideology of what he's doing and how he's doing it and pursuing it. Um, this goes to show with young ladies as well. You know what I'm saying? They don't pursue getting that industry defiling they image and their character and self-worth. You know what I'm saying? And they end up going in a different direction due to the fact that, let's use the Eternals, and somebody would reach to them to say, hey, excuse me, you don't need to go and be shaking your ass or taking off your clothes like a Cardi B, a Nicki, or a Megan Thee Stallion. You're too precious for that. Go into this. That goes on with plenty. The minority. That's the whole flip part. The majority is the ones that's going around destroying shit, and what I'm saying, they doing the minority is people like you and myself, the young lady I just gave an example on. We choose that path, the straight and narrow. We don't follow the wide path because of, wait till TikTok is no longer TikTok. And then when a new, it was just like Vines, you know what I'm saying? When that went away, then TikTok showed up on the scene and stuff. Wait till TikTok turn is gone. Then the new thing gonna show up. Then next, the new whatever people is gonna get famous off that. You know what I'm saying? Then the new people going, it's gonna keep happening that way, and it's gonna be that way due to the fact of the moral standpoint that the people of color is at. You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep on looking up that I want to be like a Warren Buffett. I want to be like you don't never hear them say, hey, I want to be like Marcus Garvey, Madam C.J. Walker, Benjamin Banneker. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't hear them say none of our people no more because they ain't got no finances to show for it. And how you be like, but most of those inventions was taken, blueprints, all the stuff was taken. It's from the exact same people you keep on loving and wanting to be like.
Mm-hmm.
They got y'all shit. They got y'all shit. They got everything. Where you think perms came from? Madam C.J. Walker. You know what I'm saying? You don't think these European women get just like our shit? Just let them not watch it. But it's because it's not shown. It's not ever shown. But look at an old ass European woman. I mean, you can look at Queen Elizabeth. She got a fucking fro. Her fro, her hair get just like ours. And to tell, I mean, it's not about what they call it race. It is nothing about that. It's all about, you know, I ask women all the time, why is that? Why is it not a country ran or a big ass country that all women? It's just only women now. Why is that? I mean, it was once upon a time it was a country like that in Nubia. It was like that, but if they don't know, I mean, it's made for them to be subject to being second all the time. But when you hit a woman and say, "Y'all the original man," they ass get silent. What the fuck? Like, I'm like, seriously, y'all the original man. We come from you all. The story is reversed. We the woman, you know what I'm saying? Because we come from you all and we destroy shit. We was put on this earth to protect and destroy. Woman is here to create and make life. You hit their ass with that, bro, then they don't know how to respond to that. Because first of all, it's a male telling a young lady this shit. A male telling a female that. And I'm like, this is truth. This is facts. You know what I'm saying? Woman is life, man is death. That's it. That's just plain and simple. It's no if, ands, or but around it. Woman can transform into death when she wants to become that. That's why they call y'all woman. If it flip, because now we creating life and y'all being the ones that's causing death. And it don't supposed to be that way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, originally, woman had powers. Go back into Eternals. This is being real. It's like the Eternals explain that with that alpha woman that was there, that was over all of them. She was the one that was able to heal everything. They even knew when that monster, you know what I'm saying, when Icarus killed her and everything like that, she heals. And then the other woman made trees. What the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, but in symbolic terms in the ancient world, that was the lore from our women. That was the whole point and the whole lore that the woman holds the key to sub and consciousness. And that was a whole story and lore behind it's like Israel is broken down into Isis, Ra, and then El. Literally, that's what that really means. And they mashed all that shit together and they got came up with Israel, the pineal gland. And that comes from being in tune with woman. And I mean with the actual true man. And man and woman, I mean, well, woman has both parts. Her clitoris is a small penis, and her opening is, you know what I'm saying, the vaginal of create life. They walking around with two fucking sexual organs, and they don't even know that shit. That's what I'm saying. Like it goes that far where if that's not even being taught in the house, they go out in the unknown, and it always happen all the time. Like even every woman, I mean, I don't know if about other female species, but we just only just say the woman of color. The woman of color is capable of doing these things, and that's not being told or shown. So go back to my mother, like she literally just could play the piano no matter how many years she have not and has stopped doing it, how many situations she have been through. No real, like, because I call myself a man because I'm a complete man. I understand that woman and man is one. I tapped into my feminine and a masculine energy. That's how you get yin and yang. This is what you were saying earlier about, you know, um, you know, being more uh not hardened, because you have a lot of men that's masculine, you know what I'm saying, that's why they destroying shit, because they haven't tapped into that other, I don't know which one it is, the yin and yang part, but they haven't tapped to the feminine energy, because society say that's bitch move. You soft and everything, but they still do it all the time when they snitch on each other, when they tell on each other and stuff, when they tough in front of them cameras, and then SWAT come in, FBI show up, a lot of fingers start getting pointed, just like in the Garden of Eden. Police showed up, God, hey, who told you Eve from that? And then soon Adam started pointing finger to Eve, like, yo, she gave me that shit, you know. Eve like, yo, but the snake, man, the fucking snake though. Police like, but you knew the law. Get your ass out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Literally, like, you knew the law. Get your stupid ass out of here, man. You listen to bro, a fucking snake. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, all right, now you got to really survive. I was trying to give it to you easy as shit, goofies, and then and they put themselves in a eternal, situation. And so like that's the parable and everything. Women have to hold themselves accountable with these men that they mate with. You know what I'm saying? You know that man is not intelligent. You know that dude is going to lead himself into a path of destruction. You know he's purposely trying to get you pregnant because he don't want you with no other nigga. But then he out there fucking 4 other women. You know what I'm saying? Um, they know this.
But his penis is immaculate
I
though.
promise you, that's what they say. the dumbest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? And you know they tell their girlfriends and shit, best friends this, your best friend fuck them and shit because you want to know the experience.
Bitch. Let me tell let me tell
I
you.
promise you. And they ask like goofy as hell and everything else. Another thing that black people, you know, and I call them black because of void. They void of consciousness and color and all that shit like that. In old English, that's what that word means. Like the etymology of that word: dirty, murky, evil, black, dark, all that goofy shit. That's why I'm like, I don't say it no more. Cause then when I was hanging with my father and he had the papers in my face, literally, he was like, "Stop saying that shit for real," because our birthright literally is Moors. We not the fucking religion. That religion stuff. No, that's our birthright. Showed me the documentation in my face when we was at Cooper's Hall. Boom. He was like, there you go. Call one of them. And he was like, yeah. He was like, man, uh uh he like Khalifa. Cause that's what my father changed his name to. He was like, you know, Khalifa Gaddafi, you can't sit back and you got to pay your damn fees, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you over here, you know, we trying to get you through the emancipation process. You got to pay the fees. Well, I'm hearing this shit. Everything. Like, you know, there's so many people of color that's walking around here. I'm black and I'm proud. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black, 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 black. And then you listen to what Dane Calloway was speaking about. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Dane Calloway and everything. Merkaba Academy as well, because they go into this saying, "Hey man, go into them old ass documents." You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna see black. You're gonna see color first. All right, go into your great, great, great. Then you gonna see native. And then starts going back, and then you know you'll understand, yeah, like seriously, what the fuck was really going on. Collective bargaining agreements, blah blah blah. So I go and I say this to say is that when I said that to my mother, like, you know, you're the true original man. Woman is God, and you know, you know, I understand that life hit you. Let you know, my father, other individuals like taint your way of thinking, your life, because of insecurities. Most women go through those insecurities thinking that they need a man on top of that shit or a woman, somebody they need to grow old with. And you can't grow old with anyone if you can't grow old with yourself. Go back to loving yourself. If you cause so many people that like, you know, make you hate yourself, like for my mother to literally know that I'm deeply into music, been knowing that I've been into this, been knowing that I went to Apollo in New York, bro, and I did all that stuff. You know this, and not once you thought to teach me the piano, but it made me think about Fences, the movie Denzel Washington played in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that he was so traumatized and damaged from him not making it, you know, to the Major League Baseball, you know what I'm saying, and his age, and then he was a certain, you know, he was, you know, colored and all that stuff. Then he met his wife, and then he felt like him settling down caused him not to pretty much go forward with his passions, which made him go into messing with that young lady, and then you know pretty much like he felt alive with her and all. And a lot of parents do that to their children, like his son, you know, excellent in football, so forth, to the point that now his son end up going down the same path like him. Went into the military, all that stuff. You know, after he died and everything, he you know bonded with his we'll say his blood sister, but that's his stepsister. And you know, the what I'm getting at is that you know, men and women, when you know when we young, we tend to let and allow what happens in our household. Parents, it always start first, or you know, if it's your grandparent, whoever, they the main influence on if you gonna love yourself, make it or not, or anything in that matter.
Yeah.
Because if you allow them to dictate and you know, I mean, some parents are giving good advice, but you always, you know, hey, you was my age at that point in time, so why is you? And they think that they protecting you. They think that you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, they doing all that they can to protect you, and they all they doing is ruining that they child all the fucking time. Protecting them from what? But you was out there in that world too. You have to experience the world how you have to experience it. You can't just let your parents allow your mind to, all right, let me follow them, let me follow what they saying and woo woo. Because guess what? They lived this life before you was even born. And however they got to whatever they got was off of their decisions. Don't let their decisions become your decisions. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, if they was fucking and creating babies early in their age like that, that was because that's what they thought their purpose was. Now they found they fucking self later in life. Now they want to give you life lesson. But a lot of times we'll just say us, VM and Vonte, we always are ahead of our time. I don't want to say was, we always have been ahead of our time. And that intimidate parents because how is they like that? Like that's just how it is. But it goes back to Eternals, okay? We probably was here before, we probably know some shit that they don't know. I'm like, I even schooled my pops. I'm like, hey pops, even though you my father in physical format, you could probably be my brother or cousin in spirit or spirit energy. You probably not my real fucking father. My real father probably someone for real, is spirit energy, but in some form of a different body or something. This you probably be Arabian. This man could probably be Indian or Asian or something like that. This is real. I know this is real because of I'm only saying this because of the way how I move my thinking and then the way how I get treated from my other family members. And it's not it's not unified the way like if it's only them, you know what I'm saying, they get along really well. But soon as it's like I'm in that picture, it's like I'm throwing shit off or something. Like seriously, like I miss the information. I have this, I have that, and I'm not even like toot my own horn. It's just I always was focused on whatever purpose that I was put on this planet for. And I still try to do family. But that didn't ever work out in my favor at all. And I mean, not now, but back then I didn't know what was going on. What was I doing wrong? I was calling myself weird. Like, maybe, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can introduce cryptocurrency, everything. And then there'd be somebody on the outside that does the same thing. And then they retain it faster or they, cling on to, everything. And what I'm saying, it always was like that. Same with the music, inspiring, certain individuals of family members to, do this and do that. Try to let them know about, hey man, hey, let's not enter to the market like this. You know what I'm saying? Because, we don't want to label ourselves as this or that or anything like that. You know what I mean? And I do have an open mind frame to things. You know what I'm saying? I do.
Mm-hmm.
But when you've been dealing with it and was in the business world when you was actually there, and then you have certain individuals that was not nowhere near where you was at, and you seen the shit that you saw. You know what I'm saying? And you got the proof, but then they don't want to hear that shit. They already have their own way of doing it. You know, and this is when, oh man, you ain't trying to hear nobody else but yourself. You know what I'm saying? You be doing this, you a snake, you this and this and that. I mean, the all that I mean, and then you have to understand this been when I was a shorty, when I had to take care of responsibility at the age of 7, which wasn't even my choice.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't my choice to do most of that shit that I just wanted to invest in my talents. That's how I always been, you know.
Yeah.
And so to end that part is that when it comes down to accountability, you have to understand you got to hold your own parents accountable when they trying to tell you some shit, because the thing is, if they not living proof of what they trying to tell you, I'm not saying don't listen to them. Just take heed to what they saying, but go to somebody that actually is doing that. Go to somebody that's sit around people that's really doing it, and promise you, like you'll hear your parents say one thing, and then you'll hit a person that literally took you into the office, sat you down with CEOs or board of chairmen, angel investors. They showing you the APRs and what a mutual fund is and what's this and that. Then you go back to your parents and they start talking fear talk, and they start saying certain shit that they have no consciousness of what they saying. Who would you actually listen to?
Mm-hmm.
That's when it goes down to it. Then and the only reason I'm speaking this and saying this is because I went the path of go to school 9 to 5, blah blah. All right, that worked for me. You know what I'm saying? But I was already intelligent in the first place. I don't even have to read a book. The shit was so simple that like whatever. You know what I'm saying? I graduated honest dude. I met Barack Obama before the president stuff and everything like that. Dick Durbin, Jesse Jackson Jr. You know what I'm saying? Condoleezza Rice. Donald Trump when he was down there before all this was in 2007. 2007. You know what I'm saying? They spoke about this dude named Doug Cole. They ended bringing me into the Capitol building, watching them make laws, watching them make financial decisions on America right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching that shit, seeing what they yeah, this is why this happened, man. And the Democrats don't want this shit to go, but the Republicans gonna make sure that Nebraska see this, Alaska get the oil. I mean, like, and then you get back to your parents and shit, and then you start hearing how they're talking after you just was around the most powerful people on the planet. And then this man becomes president the next year. All my mom could do is, my son was with him, post him up there, everything else. Did not ask on one time, what did you learn from him? It was just a for show thing.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't ask who else I met down there. Didn't ask, and that's the thing. Like, it starts literally in your household. You have to be accountable about your actions and stuff because that can lead you into your destruction early on. I mean, you can still recover, when you get older, but why do that shit at an older age? And you could literally like I know people always say, "Oh, you should have fun in your 20s." Do not listen to that dumb shit. You can have fun anytime, but once you literally accomplish, I mean, I'm just saying people accomplish what they needed at 25, retire themselves and their parents, and then they go fucking live life because they accomplished. That's the key thing. Be accomplished, not a follower. Be accomplished.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm. The wise words of VM. The wise words of VM and stuff like
And Vonte.
that. Yeah, I'm just here, but I got some words here and there, but my shit is comedic. I just got the comedic side. That's all I got.
Whatever.
But
What?
so damn,
Yeah.
damn.
Well,
So
it's been 2 hours, man. We can
okay.
we can end it and stuff, man. And I really truly appreciate it, man. Vontae, man, like, excellent first, podcast and stuff like that. I mean, if
Mm-hmm.
we could, I guess we can't call it that. I'm assuming we don't need to be, I mean, which is soon going to come where we have all the setup, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything like that. And, take it from there. And so, you know, it's been a very, very great pleasure. And I'm always thankful for my broski. You know what I'm saying? And the more I just want to continue to just say that, like, I love streaming once again. I love, doing what I do. And I want to say thank you again, Buckets, man, for being up on the podcast, you know what I'm saying? Just, just on the channel. Um Doing this, and look, it didn't seem like it was 2 hours at all, but
Nah.
anything you got to say, brother?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got something to say. Yeah. I got something to say. But no, all I really want to say is really, yeah, I appreciate we finally doing this. This is damn near 10 years in the making and stuff like that. So this the first, this the first of many and stuff like that. Even though we did like many podcasts in the cars and stuff like that, doing stupid shit. But
Yeah.
that was back that was back in the day and stuff like that. Even though he was sneak recording, but we ain't gonna talk about that either.
Yeah.
But anyway, regardless, I still appreciate this, and we finally doing this, and I know we're gonna do something with this, and we basically checking off one thing on our checklist and stuff like that that we that we're doing and trying to do and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's all I really want to say with that.
And then
We
I,
finally get to do this.
I was gonna say as well, to go back to what you were saying too, just do it. Don't we don't want to sit back and keep holding on to when we was gonna do podcasts. I'm like, that day when I was over there doing my one reflection, like I said, I'm like, man, fuck that, man. I'm finna just, start doing a podcast with bro, and like just invite different, you know, uh individuals, just keep this going and everything. Then the second thing I'm gonna end and say, so I finally had got the HDMI cord, um and I'm waiting on this other device part for the camera. So I already got me a web camera already, so now I got the stuff properly where I can like just link everything to, and yeah, so yeah. But and that's it, man.
Okay. Okay. Well, before you end it, I got one more thing to say.
Okay.
Okay, I got one more thing to say. This is a this is a PSA to my fellas. Okay, to the PSA to my fellas with the long beards and shit like that. Okay, when you eating your girl's booty and shit like that, make sure ain't no booty crumbs. Cause my nigga, when I'm outside and I'm outside like walking, jogging, and working out things like that, I can tell I see little booty crumbs. You think it's like some glistening, in the bottom of their bed and stuff like that. Like
Oh
then you
shit.
look at it, that's a booty crumb, my nigga. No, that's a booty
I'm
crumb.
gonna, I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip it on you. Like, how you know, bro? You got that shit.
How you know, nigga? You got your experience now, man. I don't do the booty. I don't do the booty.
Mm. Wise words from Sensei Vonte. Sensei Vonte. So, all the V's up. Throw the V's up. V's for victory. You know what I'm saying? On everything. Be like, V's for violent. No, bro.
No.
For
What we
bitches.
just talking about?
Victory, my mans. Violent ultra rays. But man, look, like I say, it's much appreciated that you stopped by, bro, and we gonna do another one sometime this week if you ain't mind. So, you know,
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool with me.
All right, y'all. So it's your boy VM3, and I'll go ahead.
Because I'm like, damn, we gonna learn this system, and it's also your guy. People call me Buckets, but also known as Vonte, also known as just that guy that be in his own space that ain't doing shit, but I am doing shit, but I do my own thing. So don't worry about what the fuck I be doing, because I just do my thing. But love is love.
I swear.
Love all, love, peace, and soul. But also get off them crumbs.
I swear, get off the crumbs and get on that Buckets 44 piece. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all have a good one, man. Have a good, good rising, because it's the next day. All right, y'all. VM3 is out. Vonte is out.
Later.